Welcome to the introduction video for 3D animation tools. These are tools I felt were missing from my animation workflow, so I vibe coded them for use in my animation process. I decided to share them as part of my Patreon animation tier. You can install these as regular add-ons via Preferences. Currently, two tools are included: Animation Tools and Driver Tools. Driver Tools is currently in beta and will be integrated into Animation Tools in the future. There are currently 4 tools available. You can enable or disable them in the add-on properties. Let's select the armature and go into pose mode to enable the tools in the side panel. Typically, during your animations, you will want to create constraints for your bones, as it is essential for efficient animation process. You can easily create empties and constrain bones to them by selecting a bone in pose mode and pressing Shift plus Control plus C. Blender will create a new empty, and the bone will copy the location of that empty. The issue is that if you are using the Animation Layer add-on to create your animation, you will need to create a new layer and action for each constrained empty. If you have a lot of empties, it becomes a hassle. The Bone tool is designed to keep all your constraints within the armature, so everything can be animated within a single animation layer. Select the bone and click Create Target Bone. In this pop-up, you can set the name of the bone, choose a custom shape, and parent it to any bone you want. Finally, choose a constraint, and the add-on will create a new target bone for your constraint. All bones created with the add-on are added to the Bone Manager. You can disable all or specific constraints. Adjust the influence of a constraint. Click on the name to select the bone, or remove the bone and constraint. The next tool is very similar and is designed to create empty bones for future use. The idea is the same. Click Create Bone, configure it in the pop-up, and the add-on will create a new bone for future use. The Make Loop tool is designed to simplify the keyframe creation process for loops. Typically, if you want to create a loop for a bone, you need at least 3 keyframes: loop start, loop end, and a middle keyframe. That's a lot of clicks. The Loop tool will do it for you. You can set the start, end, and middle in the panel, choose the keying set you want, and click the button to create the keyframes. If cycle is toggled on, the tool will add a cycle modifier to the F-curves. You can remove it by clicking the X button. There is also a small handy button in the dope sheet. You can hide it in the add-on properties if you do not want it there. Playback tool. This is a shortcut for toggling frame playback mode. Typically, while you are animating, you want playback mode to be set to drop frames. Blender will skip frames if needed to show you the actual speed and timing of your animation. But if you are using physics or simulations in your animations, you want playback mode to be set to play every frame, or your physics objects will jump around and glitch. As far as I know, the only place to change this is in the timeline. If you do not have the timeline open, it is a hassle to change. Now you can toggle it with the click of a button. The final tool I want to introduce is the Drive with Bone tool. It is designed to help you create drivers for shape keys or custom properties on objects and control them with bones. Again, the idea is to keep everything within the armature and under one animation layer. I have created a small breathing shape key on her body and outfit, and I want to drive these with bone transforms. Let's use the Bone tool to create an empty bone and position it around her head. In the Drive with Bone panel, you can choose the object and shape key you want to drive and click the Add button to add it to the list. You can add as many shape keys from as many objects as you like. Now, we need to configure which transform will drive the shape keys. I'll use the Z-axis. Now I want to set the minimum position where the shape key should be at 0. I click the icon to record the minimum position, move the bone up a bit, and record the maximum position. You can use these arrows to jump from mean to max. You can copy the config from one list item to another. Now, we need to bind the shape keys to the bone. Now, you can animate your bone to drive both shape keys. By default, the bone is locked to its minimum and maximum positions, but it can still move on other axes. You can unlock the bone, or you can freeze it in place. These tools are in constant development, and I'll keep updating them as I improve my animation workflow.